Prayer Against Negative Thinking by Earl Nightingale. Lesson 1. The Garden of Your Mind. I'd like to talk with you about something extraordinary that you possess, something so powerful yet often overlooked. It's your mind, that marvelous garden where the seeds of your tomorrow are being planted today. Your mind is the most fertile soil on earth. The thoughts you plant there will, without fail, grow into the reality you'll experience. This is not mere philosophy. It's a fundamental law of life. We become what we think about. Just as surely as a farmer harvests what he sows, you will harvest a life that mirrors your predominant thoughts. Consider the gardener who carefully selects his seeds, prepares the soil, and tends his garden with patience and care. He doesn't worry whether the laws of nature will work. The seeds will sprout if given the proper conditions. Your thoughts work with this same certainty. When you rise each morning, before the world rushes in with its demands and distractions, pause for a moment of prayer. This isn't complicated. Simply speak to your Creator with gratitude and purpose. Thank you for this new day and for the power to choose my thoughts. I choose positive life, giving thoughts that will create a harvest of good in my life. Try this simple visualization. Picture your mind as a beautiful garden. In this quiet morning moment, what seeds will you plant? Perhaps seeds of gratitude, kindness, expectation, or courage. See yourself placing these seeds in the rich soil of your consciousness, watering them with attention, and watching them grow throughout your day. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become reality. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the way life works. The person you'll be 5 years from now depends largely on what you're feeding your mind today. Too many good people fill their mental gardens with weeds of worry, doubt, and fear. They pray for better circumstances while constantly thinking thoughts that create the very conditions they hope to escape. Your prayer against negative thinking begins with awareness, recognizing that your thoughts are within your control. Each morning, claim this truth. My thoughts are under my direction. I choose thoughts that build rather than destroy, that encourage rather than discourage, that create rather than tear down. Remember, your Creator has given you dominion over your mind. No person or circumstance can force you to think negatively. That choice remains yours alone. When negative thoughts appear, as they certainly will, negligently but firmly replace them with positive alternatives. The prayer for positive thoughts is more than words spoken at special times. It's a way of living, a constant, quiet recognition that your mind is sacred ground where the seeds of your future are taking root right now. Today, tend your mental garden with care. Pull the weeds of negativity when they appear. Plant beautiful, positive thoughts deliberately and consistently. Water them with expectation. And watch with wonder as your life begins to blossom in ways you've only dreamed possible. Lesson 2. The Stranglehold of Negative Thinking. Today we discuss perhaps the greatest obstacle standing between you and your magnificent potential: negative thinking. Like a skilled thief in the night, negative thoughts creep into our minds, stealing our joy, our confidence, and our ability to see the world as it truly is. Have you noticed how a single negative thought, left unchecked, multiplies like weeds in an untended garden? One worry leads to another, and before long your mind becomes a tangled jungle of pessimism. This is what I call the stranglehold of negative thinking. It tightens around your spirit, restricting your capacity for growth and happiness. The price we pay for this habit is extraordinary. Negative thinking doesn't just make us feel bad momentarily. It reshapes our entire reality. When we expect the worst, we unconsciously arrange our actions to fulfill those very expectations. The man who believes he will fail at business rarely takes the bold actions necessary for success. The woman convinced she is unlovable often behaves in ways that push others away, confirming her fears. What happens in your body during this process is remarkable. Negative thoughts trigger the release of stress hormones. Cortisol and adrenaline flood your system. Your blood pressure rises, your immune system weakens, and your digestive system falters. The human body wasn't designed to withstand this constant state of alarm. You feel tired, irritable, and your thinking becomes even more clouded. But here is where prayer becomes your most powerful ally. Prayer acts as a circuit breaker in this negative loop. When you bow your head in humble prayer, you create a sacred pause, a moment when you can step outside the rushing river of negative thoughts and see them for what they truly are. Just thoughts, not facts. Begin each morning with this simple prayer. Divine Creator, I release all negative thoughts that no longer serve me. Fill my mind with light, my heart with courage, and my spirit with peace. Today, I choose to see possibility where others see problems. I am the master of my thoughts, not their servant. Repeat this daily affirmation. I am the master of my thoughts, not their servant. Let these words sink deep into your consciousness. When negative thoughts arise, and they will, recognize them without judgment. Say to yourself, there's that negative thought again. I see it, but I choose not to follow where it leads. Remember, the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. This isn't positive thinking in some superficial sense. It's recognizing the tremendous power you possess to direct your mental energy toward what serves your highest good. The great minds throughout history understood this principle. They weren't necessarily smarter or more talented than others. They simply guarded their thoughts with vigilance, refusing to let negativity establish residence in their minds. Tomorrow, when you rise, be conscious of your first thoughts. Set a guard at the door of your mind. Through prayer and conscious awareness, break the stranglehold of negative thinking and reclaim the joyful, purposeful life that awaits you. Lesson 3. The Magic of Belief. The most powerful force in the human experience isn't electricity, atomic energy, or even gravity. It's belief. It is the cornerstone upon which all achievement is built. When you truly believe something is possible, you've already completed half the journey toward making it real. I've studied successful men and women throughout history, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that they all shared one common trait. They believed in their vision before there was any physical evidence it could happen. Thomas Edison believed he could capture light in a bulb. The Wright brothers believed humans could fly. Mother Teresa believed she could bring dignity to the forgotten. Their belief preceded their achievement. This isn't wishful thinking or idle fantasy. Authentic belief has substance. It's a conviction so deep that it transforms your actions, decisions, and persistence. When you pray with belief, something remarkable happens in both your mind and the universe around you. Your thoughts begin organizing themselves around that belief, creating pathways to make it reality. Consider the story of George, a man I once knew who grew up in poverty. While others saw only limitations, George believed he was destined for success. Each morning, he would pray not for wealth, but for the wisdom and strength to become valuable to others. His belief never wavered, even through 3 business failures. Today, George employs over 200 people in a company that serves thousands. His belief created his reality. The beautiful truth is that you possess this same power. The human mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and an actual one. When you pray with belief, your mind begins preparing for what you've already accepted as truth. Try this morning prayer to strengthen your belief. Divine Creator, I thank you that what I believe, I receive. Today I choose to believe in my purpose, my potential, and my path. Plant these beliefs so deeply within me that they become more real than any temporary circumstance. Guide my thoughts toward what is possible rather than what appears impossible. Help me see with eyes of faith and act with certainty of purpose. Follow this prayer with a simple exercise. Spend 5 minutes vividly imagining your goal already accomplished. Feel the emotions, hear the sounds, see the details. Your subconscious mind will accept these impressions as instructions to follow. Remember, doubt and belief cannot occupy the same space simultaneously. When doubt whispers impossible, let belief answer firmly, it is already done. This isn't deception, it's understanding the true nature of achievement. We must believe before we can see. As I've often said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's the operating system of human accomplishment. Your prayers, backed by genuine belief, set in motion forces beyond your understanding, but entirely within your influence. Plant the seed of belief in your mind each morning through prayer. Water it with expectation, and watch as the invisible gradually becomes visible in your life. Lesson 4. Gratitude, the gateway to abundance. This is Earl Nightingale, and today we're going to explore one of the most powerful forces in the human experience. Gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a pleasant sentiment. It's the very gateway to abundance in every area of your life. Have you ever noticed how the most successful and happiest people tend to be those who maintain an attitude of thankfulness? This is no coincidence. Gratitude performs a remarkable alchemy in the human mind, transforming what we have into enough and often into abundance. When you wake each morning before your feet touch the floor, before the concerns of the day come flooding in, pause and express thanks. This simple act creates a foundation for positive thinking that can carry you through even the most challenging day. Science has now confirmed what the wise have known for centuries. Gratitude fundamentally changes our brain chemistry. Researchers have found that people who practice gratitude consistently report better physical health, more restful sleep, lower levels of stress, and stronger relationships. In essence, gratitude doesn't just change your thinking, it changes your entire being. Let me share with you a morning prayer that can transform your outlook. Thank you for this new day, a fresh opportunity to grow and serve. I am grateful for my breath, my health, my abilities. I appreciate the challenges before me, knowing they strengthen me. Thank you for the people in my life who support and love me. I move forward today with a heart full of thanks. The remarkable thing about gratitude is that it works even when, perhaps especially when, circumstances seem difficult. When you face setbacks, disappointments, or challenges, gratitude becomes your most powerful ally. By finding something to be thankful for amid difficulty, you shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right. Try this exercise. Each morning, before beginning your day, write down 3 specific things you're grateful for. They need not be monumental. The warmth of your coffee, the comfort of your bed, the smile of a loved one. This practice plants positive seeds in the garden of your mind that will grow throughout your day. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It's about recognizing the good that already exists in your life. And when you recognize abundance, you attract more of it. Like attracts like, a grateful mind notices opportunities that a negative mind misses entirely. There's profound wisdom in the saying, a single grateful thought raised to heaven is the most perfect prayer. Gratitude is the purest form of prayer, because it acknowledges the good already received rather than focusing on what's lacking. Make gratitude your constant companion. Let it be the lens through which you view your world. When challenges arise, as they surely will, ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in this situation? The answer may surprise you and will certainly strengthen you. This is Earl Nightingale reminding you that gratitude isn't just a nice addition to your life. It's the very doorway to the abundance you seek. Lesson 5. The Quiet Hour. In the hustle and rush of our modern world, the greatest wealth we possess isn't measured in dollars and cents, but in moments of perfect silence. The quiet hour, that sacred time before the world awakens, holds the key to unlocking your greatest potential. This is where the magic happens. In the stillness of early morning, before the day's demands come crowding in, you'll find a sanctuary of unlimited possibility. This is the fertile soil where prayers take root, where inspiration visits, and where your true self speaks with perfect clarity. I've discovered in my own life that the quality of my day is determined by how I spend that first golden hour. When I rise early enough to claim this time as my own, I'm building a fortress of calm that protects me throughout the day's battles. The quiet hour is your appointment with destiny. Begin by selecting a special place in your home, a corner, a comfortable chair, perhaps by a window where you can witness the birth of dawn. This becomes your sacred space. Arrive there at the same time each morning with reverence and purpose. Consistency is the secret ingredient that transforms a mere activity into a powerful ritual. As you settle into silence, begin with a simple prayer. Divine Creator, I open myself to your guidance. Clear my mind of yesterday's troubles and tomorrow's worries. Let me dwell fully in this perfect moment. Then allow yourself to sink into the silence like a stone into still water. Many find this difficult at first. The mind, unaccustomed to stillness, will chatter endlessly. This is normal. Don't fight the thoughts. Simply observe them passing like clouds across the sky of your consciousness. With practice, the gaps between thoughts grow longer, and in these spaces, wisdom appears. After several minutes of quiet meditation, transition to purposeful prayer. Speak from your heart, not just your lips. Prayer isn't merely asking for what you lack, but expressing gratitude for what you have and opening yourself to higher guidance. Listen as much as you speak. The quiet hour is a conversation, not a monologue. Before closing your quiet hour, set your intention for the day ahead. Visualize yourself moving through the day with purpose and positive energy. See yourself responding to challenges with wisdom rather than reaction. This mental rehearsal programs your subconscious mind for success. The quiet hour isn't time spent, it's time invested. When you dedicate this morning time to silence, prayer, and intention setting, you're creating a foundation for achievement that far exceeds any extra hour of sleep. As you practice this discipline daily, you'll discover that your most profound insights, your most creative ideas, and your deepest peace all emerge from these moments of sacred silence. The quiet hour isn't just a nice addition to your day. It's the very cornerstone of a life well lived. Begin tomorrow. The person you'll become is waiting to meet you in the silence. Lesson 6. Goals, the compass of achievement. The greatest tragedy in life isn't death. It's living without direction. Like a ship without a rudder, a mind without goals drifts aimlessly on the sea of existence, at the mercy of every passing current and changing wind. This morning, as you prepare to meet the day, I'd like you to consider something of paramount importance. Your goals are the compass that will guide you toward achievement. Prayer without direction is like an engine without a vehicle, powerful but unable to take you anywhere meaningful. The Almighty has endowed each of us with tremendous creative power, but He expects us to use it with purpose and direction. Your prayers gain extraordinary force when they're aligned with clear, worthy goals that inspire action. This very morning, I encourage you to take pen to paper and write down your deepest aspirations. There is something magical about this process. The act of writing your goals is itself a form of prayer, a declaration to yourself and to the universe of what you intend to create. When you commit your goals to paper, you're saying, "This matters enough to make permanent." You're transforming vague wishes into concrete intentions. Goals written in the sand of your mind will be washed away by the tide of daily distractions. Goals carved into the stone of paper and reviewed daily become the bedrock of achievement. Establish a morning ritual where you review and reinforce these goals. Begin each day by reading them aloud with feeling and conviction as part of your prayer practice. Lord, guide my steps today toward the fulfillment of these worthy objectives. Help me to focus my energy on actions that move me closer to these goals. Grant me the wisdom to recognize opportunities and the courage to seize them. The truly successful person understands that each day is a precious gift, each hour a non-renewable resource. When your daily actions align with your ultimate objectives, you create a powerful momentum that nothing can stop. Each small step, taken consistently, creates the path to magnificent achievement. In your morning prayer, ask not just for blessings, but for guidance on how you might move closer to your goals today. Ask not just for success, but for the strength to do what success requires. The divine rewards clarity in action far more than vague hopes and passive wishes. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. They understand that the purpose of goals is not merely to get something, but to become something. Goals transform, not just our circumstances, but our character. They call forth from us qualities and capabilities we never knew we possessed. This morning and every morning hereafter, let your first thoughts be of gratitude for the new day and your heartfelt commitment to moving closer to your goals. Let each prayer be infused with purpose and direction. The compass of achievement is in your hands. Use it wisely, and no dream will be beyond your reach. For as you think, so shall you become. Lesson 7. Service, the heart of purpose. The greatest secret to living a life of fulfillment isn't found in what we accumulate, but in what we give away. Good morning, this is Earl Nightingale, and today we're exploring the magnificent power of service, the true heart of all meaningful purpose. Many folks approach prayer with a shopping list mentality. Dear Lord, give me this. Help me get that. There's nothing inherently wrong with asking for blessings, but prayer that revolves exclusively around our own desires creates a spiritual cul-de-sac rather than an open highway of possibility. The universe operates on a principle of circulation. What we send out must return to us in kind. When we wake each morning, we face a fundamental choice. Will we spend our precious hours in self-absorption, or will we dedicate ourselves to making a difference? A morning prayer focused on service might begin. Divine Spirit, show me how I might be of service today. Use my hands, my mind, my heart to bring more light into this world. A remarkable transformation happens when we shift our attention from what we can get to what we can give. Problems that once seemed overwhelming shrink in importance. Petty concerns fall away. A new energy flows through us, the energy of purpose. Consider the humble honeybee. This tiny creature doesn't set out each morning to gather nectar for itself alone. Its service to the hive and the extraordinary process of pollination sustains vast ecosystems. Though small, its impact is immeasurable. So it is with us. The smallest acts of kindness, done with genuine care, create ripples that extend far beyond our sight. Your unique service might take countless forms. Perhaps you're meant to teach, to heal, to build, to comfort, to create, to organize, or to inspire. Whatever your particular gifts, they were given to you for a reason. They represent your toolkit for contribution. Each morning, pray for guidance to use them wisely. Dear God, help me recognize opportunities to serve others today. May I be generous with my time, my attention, and my care. Show me how my unique abilities can meet the world's deep needs. The most successful people throughout history understood this principle. Edison gave us light. Ford gave us mobility. Mother Teresa gave compassion to the forgotten. Their rewards came precisely because they focused first on giving rather than getting. The universe responds to service with abundance, a law as dependable as gravity itself. Begin practicing service in small ways. Hold a door. Really listen when someone speaks. Share knowledge freely. Express genuine appreciation. These may seem like minor actions, but they create a habit of contribution that will eventually express itself in larger ways. Remember, we are not merely physical beings having occasional spiritual experiences. We are spiritual beings having a temporary physical experience. Our purpose transcends mere survival or comfort, seeking. We're here to make a difference, to leave this world better than we found it. Tonight, before you rest, ask yourself, how did I serve today? Whose life did I touch? Then tomorrow, begin your day with a prayer of gratitude for another opportunity to contribute. For in giving of ourselves, we discover who we truly are. The great secret of life is this: the more we serve others, the more we serve others, the more fully we ourselves are served. Lesson 8. The Power of Words. Have you ever stopped to really consider their magnificent power? Like tiny packets of energy, words build our world brick by brick, thought by thought. This is Earl Nightingale, and today we're exploring one of the most extraordinary tools ever given to mankind. Our words? Words are not simply sounds or symbols on a page. They are the architectural blueprints of your reality. When you speak, you are quite literally bringing things into existence that weren't there before. Just as God spoke the universe into being, you and I use words to create our personal universes each day. Consider this. Everything made by human hands first existed as a thought, then as words describing that thought, and finally as physical reality. The chair you're sitting in, the book you're holding, the building where you may be, all began as words. Your morning prayers are powerful precisely because they are words chosen with intention. They're not just pleasant sounds. They are creative forces. When you pray, "I welcome joy into my life today," you're not merely describing a hope, you're establishing a direction, crafting a blueprint, and setting forces in motion. Many folks wander through life using destructive words without realizing they're programming their day for failure. "I'm so tired, this is going to be a terrible day. I never get what I want." These aren't innocent observations, they are powerful instructions to your subconscious mind. Try this exercise tomorrow morning. Before rising from bed, speak these words aloud. "This day is filled with opportunity. I have the wisdom to see it, the strength to seize it, and the gratitude to appreciate it." Feel those words. Mean those words. Then watch how differently your day unfolds. Your personal vocabulary creates your personal reality. If you describe life as a struggle, it will obediently become one. If you describe yourself as blessed, your mind will diligently search for evidence of blessings. Make a small but powerful change. Banish the words "I can't" from your vocabulary for 1 week. Replace them with "I'm learning how to." This simple shift moves you from limitation to possibility, from stagnation to growth. Throughout your day, speak blessings over your activities. Before a meeting, this conversation will produce valuable insights. Before a challenge, "I have exactly what's needed for this task." Over your loved ones, you are surrounded by protection and opportunity. Words create worlds, first within us, then around us. The quality of your life corresponds precisely to the quality of your habitual vocabulary. This isn't mystical thinking, it's practical psychology. The human mind moves toward its dominant thoughts, and words are thoughts expressed. Tomorrow morning, begin a new practice. Keep a small notebook by your bed. Before your feet touch the floor, write down 10 powerful words that will shape your day: strength, wisdom, opportunity, joy, purpose, abundance, peace, health, connection, achievement. Then pray these words into your coming hours. Remember, your words are seeds that will grow into tomorrow's garden. Plant them wisely, tend them carefully, and watch with wonder as they transform your world. Lesson 9. Conquering fear through faith. Fear, my good friend, is perhaps the greatest enemy you will ever face. It stands like a giant in your path, casting shadows over your brightest dreams and aspirations. But here's a profound truth I want you to consider this morning. Fear is nothing more than negative prayer. When you worry anxiously about what might happen, you are essentially praying for what you don't want. Each time fear grips your mind, you are focusing your tremendous mental energies on undesirable outcomes. You're rehearsing failure, practicing disaster, and reinforcing doubt. Is it any wonder that what we fear often comes upon us? We have invited it through our constant attention. But there exists a magnificent antidote to fear. It is faith. Faith is the confident expectation of good. Where fear sees problems, faith sees possibilities. Where fear predicts failure, faith proclaims victory. They cannot coexist in the same mind at the same time, just as light and darkness cannot occupy the same space. Start your morning with this simple but powerful prayer. Divine Creator, I release all fear into your hands. I choose faith over worry, confidence over doubt, and courage over doubt, and courage over hesitation. Guide my thoughts toward what is possible rather than what might go wrong. When fearful thoughts arise, and they will, acknowledge them briefly, then deliberately pivot your mind toward faith. Say aloud, I replace this fear with faith. I choose to believe in positive outcomes. This is not mere positive thinking. It is the deliberate exercise of your God-given power to choose your mental focus. Throughout history, ordinary men and women have accomplished extraordinary feats not because they felt no fear, but because they acted despite their fear. Their faith was greater than their doubts. Remember David facing Goliath. He saw the same giant everyone else saw, but while others saw certain defeat, David saw an opportunity for victory. Make this biblical wisdom part of your morning ritual, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Your mind was designed for sound mind. Your mind was designed for soundness, clarity, and power, not for the confusion and weakness that fear brings. Develop the habit of converting each fear into a statement of faith. Instead of, "I'm afraid I'll fail," declare, "I have what it takes to succeed." Rather than, "I worry about my health," affirm, "My body knows how to heal and strengthen itself." Remember, the size of your faith reveals the size of your spirit. You can indeed measure the greatness of a person by what it takes to discourage them. The person of small faith is easily discouraged, while the person of great faith perseveres through any challenge. Today, begin your personal fear to faith practice. Identify your most persistent fears, write them down, and then craft a powerful faith statement to counter each one. Speak these statements with conviction each morning and watch as your fears gradually lose their grip on your mind and heart. This is not denying reality. It is choosing which reality you will create. Lesson 10. The Miracle of Persistence. The human spirit contains within it a remarkable power, the power of persistence. And in our journey of positive thinking and prayer, this quality stands as the great divider between those who merely wish and those who actually achieve. Persistence is not merely continuing. It is continuing with purpose, with faith, and with unwavering determination when everything around you suggests that you should stop. Prayer is not a single moment in time, but rather a continuous conversation with the divine. It is the daily tending of your mental garden. The greatest prayer warriors understand that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens through faithful, consistent practice, day after day, after day, after day. Consider the mighty oak tree. It doesn't spring forth fully formed. It begins as a humble acorn that must persist through seasons of drought, storms, and challenges. The oak's persistence, its unwillingness to surrender to temporary conditions, is what allows it to eventually tower magnificently toward the heavens. Your morning prayers work the same way. Their power compounds with repetition. The first day you pray against negative thinking, you plant a seed. The second day, you water it. By the 100th day, roots have taken hold. By the 1,000th, your entire mental landscape has been transformed. I'm reminded of the story of Florence Chadwick, who in 1952 attempted to swim from Catalina Island to the California coast. After swimming for 15 hours in the cold, foggy water, she asked to be pulled into the boat. Later, she learned she had stopped just half a mile from shore. The fog had hidden her goal from view. 2 months later, she tried again. The same fog rolled in, but this time she persisted, keeping a mental image of the shoreline in her mind. She completed the swim, breaking the men's record by 2 hours. The fog of negative thinking will sometimes obscure your progress. This is precisely when your morning prayers become most vital. When you cannot see evidence of change, your persistence in prayer becomes an act of faith itself. Each morning, pray these words. Today I persist beyond what is comfortable. I continue when others would quit. I maintain faith when doubt surrounds me. My persistence is my greatest prayer in action. Remember, persistence doesn't mean blind repetition. It means intelligent constancy, adjusting your approach while maintaining your aim. If your prayers seem unanswered, don't abandon the practice. Instead, listen more deeply, refine your understanding, and persist with even greater conviction. The world makes way for the person who knows where they're going and is determined to get there. Your morning prayers, practiced with unwavering persistence, create an invisible force that gradually reshapes your reality. What seems impossible on day 1 becomes inevitable by day 1,000. The miracle of persistence is that it transforms not just our circumstances, but our very selves. Through daily prayer against negative thinking, you aren't merely changing your thoughts. You're becoming a different person entirely, one whose natural state is positive, purposeful, and powerful, powerful. Lesson 11. The Garden of Others. This world of ours, filled with over 8 billion souls, presents us with a remarkable opportunity each day. As we cultivate the garden of our own mind through positive prayer and affirming thoughts, we must recognize a profound truth. We are also gardeners in the mental and emotional landscapes of everyone we encounter. The words we speak to others are seeds. They don't simply float away on the breeze of casual conversation. They take root. A single word of encouragement might be the very seed that grows into a mighty oak of self, confidence in a doubtful heart. Likewise, a thoughtless criticism can spread like weeds, choking out the delicate flowers of someone's dreams. Consider this. The average person will speak enough words in a lifetime to fill 1,500 novels. What story are your words telling in the lives of others? Are they planting gardens of others? Are they planting gardens of opportunity and possibility, or deserts of doubt and limitation? Your morning prayer must extend beyond the boundaries of self. As you rise with the sun, include this vital practice. Today, may my words be seeds of goodness in every heart I touch. May my thoughts toward others be filled with faith in their potential. May I see in others what they may not yet see in themselves. There's a marvelous principle at work here. When you pray for positive thoughts about others, you receive a double harvest. First, you transform how you experience those around you. Colleagues become allies. Strangers become allies. Strangers become friends. Challenges become opportunities. Second, your positive expectations often call forth the very best in others, like sunshine drawing a plant toward the light. Remember young David before he faced Goliath? While others saw an undefeatable giant, someone, perhaps his father Jesse, had planted seeds of courage in that boy's heart. You are capable. You are protected. You are protected. You have purpose. Those seeds, watered by faith, produced a confidence that changed history. In your daily interactions, practice the art of positive expectation. When speaking with a child, see the adult they are becoming. When working with a struggling colleague, see their future success. When facing someone difficult, see past their behavior to their unmet needs. Morning prayer against negative thinking must include this sacred commitment. I will not speak words that limit others. I will not participate in gossip, criticism, or doubt about another's potential. Instead, I will be a faithful gardener, planting only what I wish to see grow. The greatest leaders, teachers, parents, and friends understand this principle. They know that their thoughts about others don't just stay private. They leak out through words, expressions, tone, and countless subtle signals that either say, I believe in you, or I doubt you. Tonight, before your rest, take a moment to reflect. Whose garden did you tend today? What seeds did you plant? Tomorrow morning, renew your commitment to be a positive force in the minds of others. For truly, how we think about others not only determines their potential growth, it reveals the true harvest of our own character. Lesson 12. The Dawn of Your Magnificent Future. Each morning presents us with a magnificent opportunity. As the sun rises to illuminate our world, we too can rise in consciousness to illuminate our inner landscape. This final chapter isn't an ending but a beginning, the dawn of your magnificent future. The greatest prayer against negative thinking is the one that acknowledges that you stand at the threshold of unlimited possibility. Right now, at this very moment, you possess everything you need to transform your life completely. The power has always been within you. Your mind, that marvelous instrument, responds to what you feed it. When you begin each day with prayer focused on positive thoughts, you're providing premium fuel for your mental engine. Remember, the average automobile runs on ordinary gasoline, but a high-performance vehicle requires high-octane fuel. Your mind is the highest-performance vehicle in the universe, so why feed it anything but the very best? A morning prayer ritual is like planting your flag in the soil of a new day. It declares your intentions to the universe. This day belongs to positive thoughts. This day belongs to growth. This day belongs to growth. This day belongs to gratitude and service. When you make this declaration consistently, the universe has no choice but to respond accordingly. Now, I want you to consider something remarkable. Everything great that has ever been accomplished began as a single thought in someone's mind. The buildings we inhabit, the technologies we enjoy, the books that inspire us, all began as invisible ideas before becoming visible realities. Your positive thoughts today are tomorrow's achievements. Do you want to know the secret of the most successful people I've ever encountered? They live in the future. Not physically, of course, but mentally. In their minds, they've already achieved their goals. They've already become the person they aspire to be. Their prayers and thoughts aren't pleading for what might be. They're expressions of gratitude for what, in their minds, already is. When you pray against negative thinking each morning, visualize yourself already in possession of your desired outcome. Feel the emotions associated with that achievement. Express gratitude for it as if it's already yours. This isn't deception, it's faith. It's understanding the law that we become what we think about. As we conclude our journey together, remember that prayer isn't merely words spoken in hope. It's a creative force that shapes reality. The thoughts you choose to entertain aren't passive mental activities, but active builders of your future. Negative thoughts construct prisons. Positive thoughts build palaces. Begin tomorrow morning with this simple commitment. I will guard the garden of my mind with unwavering diligence. I will plant only those thoughts that I wish to see bloom in my life. I acknowledge my power as the master gardener of my existence. The dawn of your magnificent future begins with the next thought you choose to think. Make it positive. Make it powerful. Make it prayer.